Oh, okay.
So I have like all of 5 lines of code because I just started trying to build it
100%
today.
fine. Yeah, and share it with everybody. I think if we click on it, it's shared.
That is the way I set the link up. If I've done it right,
Oh
it
yeah,
should
yeah, I
be
got it.
anyone with the link can view and edit.
Yep.
So
I for your yeah. Okay. Carousel, Call of Duty. Yep. Okay. Good. Yeah, that looks right. So far, yeah. You've got the convolutional layers in there. Do you want to explain to Kylie and Michaela what this stuff is?
yeah, so the network is a series of functions where each function is a layer, or I should say that a series of layers where each layer is a function that takes the outputs of the previous layer, transforms them, and then passes it on again. At the moment, there are 3 different kinds of layers. There are a couple more at the end, but there are 3 different important kinds of layers here. The really important one, I assume it's the really important one because it's named after it.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Go for it.
It might be easier to explain if you're showing us, like, if you share the screen and you show us with your cursor what you're referring to.
Oh, good idea.
Oh, I can do that.
Good idea. Good. I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. So this, if I can get onto that, there we go. This is their network. It's a series of layers. Each layer connects to the one, takes input from the one before it, and then passes it to the one after. So the convolutional ones are the ones that this network is named after. It's why it's an RCNN. They basically pass a filter over it to figure out how closely each part of the image represents a certain, or how closely it corresponds to a certain figure. So like you could do one for vertical lines, it would be like a line through the middle, and then the more similar to a line the place that you're looking at is, the bigger your score is on that particular one. And then these two are image processing. They make sure that it's like centered and behaves nicely, and then I don't actually know what Leaky Relu does, but
Yeah, that's a function. Leaky Relu is a so do you know what an activation function is for a network?
yeah. So
that's the
Relu is the rectified linear activation function. It's the maximum of 0 and the input. I don't know what it means for it to be leaky, and I don't know what the parameter is. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, it's probably just a little fuzzy. You know what I mean?
Probably. But so basically, you convolve it with a series of 16 different 5x5 filters to get a layer representing like how much vertical line there is, how much horizontal line there is, how much diagonal, whatever, and then data process it and then convolve those things to get increasingly more convoluted, so to speak, and increasingly more complex and high-level filters. Then you, I believe this would be where like the thinking happens. Afterwards, I'm not sure what exactly I'm supposed to be explaining here.
Yeah, you're explaining it fine.
Okay, so you're passing information between different layers of the network, and then at the end, you need to take the output and you should get a pair of coordinates, I believe is what this one outputs. The X and Y coordinates of the box, or quadruplet of coordinates, I guess, because it's both corners. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. Look through that.
I'm not quite sure yet, but so that's what I'm doing over here, is creating a list of layers. Each one takes the previous layer. So the layer constructor returns a function that takes a different layer as an input and returns another function that operates on the layer you gave it as an input and yields something that the next layer can use.
I'm not sure you need that. That your reference to the previous layer.
You certainly seem to.
Yeah, so if you look at here, I'm going to show you. Give me a second. 1 second.
This is my first time actually
There's a
building a
lot of
network
different
with
ways to
Keras,
build
but
the networks. So it's not like there's not just one way. Let me show you. Let's see. Give me a second. I just it gotta open. Let me share my screen now.
so I should be able to call batch normalization with no augments.
So can you see the screen now?
Yeah.
So let's just go down to. Well, actually, let me show you a different one because this one, I don't have the base network, which is cast convolutional layers. Give me a second. I should have this somewhere, but I've got to find it this way, or I'll never find it. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm not finding the right code. Because this just has dense layers, doesn't have any convolutional layers. Give me a second. Oh, come on. Let me look for it again.
Do we know if their network is sequential or not? Did it say in the paper?
I'm pretty well. Convolutional layers, in some sense, aren't sequential, but give me a second here. It should be. I forgot what code this is in. I'll try to find it. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure where I put it. Maybe here. Let's check this.
Leaky Raylo is instead of max of 0 and x, it's max of x times a very small number and x.
Yeah. Like I said, it's fuzzy.
So it's like a sharp cornered version of the bent identity,
Mm-hmm.
but way simpler to evaluate because I think bent identity is like 10 or something.
I can't find it now. I'm sorry. I can't find my calls to a convolutional network.
Yeah, there's no square root calculation for it, whereas bent identity uses the square root. So
yeah, so I can't tell you for sure whether you need that. But if I remember correctly, I don't remember having the call to the previous layer. I mean, I suppose if it's not sequential, if you're not saying it's sequential, then you might need that call, right? If you say it's sequential though, then you don't need that call, right?
yeah, so I can define it as a, what were they called? As a model or as a sequence? And if I define it as a sequence, I use a list of layers. And if I define it as a model, I add the layers by referencing the previous ones.
Yeah.
This seemed equally easy and with the possibility for changing it later. So
okay. All right. So basically what's happening is that the particular network architecture, right? Remember when you're looking at a neural network, it's all about what layers, right? How many nodes are there in each layer, and what happens when you go from one layer to the next? And a convolutional layer is a little different. It's not as simple as just, some numbers being manipulated on each layer and then passed on. Um, um, so, uh, so that's just a little bit more complicated, but it's the same idea, right? There's the neurons in layers and or nodes in layers, and there's several different layers. How many layers we have on the Deep Squeak?
Okay, so the Deep Squeak network has an input, 3 sets of 3, then 6 at the end.
Okay.
So 16 layers total.
16 layers, yeah. Okay. And what we're trying to figure out now, well, one, we want to build this network in TensorFlow, which you can see that Sam has already started building it in TensorFlow. Just trying to figure out how do we transfer the network. The network architecture is apparently relatively easy, which I expected to transfer. It's all the rest of the stuff that's harder. I think that's going to be more of a challenge. So I'd say that the next thing after transferring this, figuring out how to transfer this network architecture, is to figure out how they are inputting data. And that's when you need to run code through Deep Squeak and step through. I think it's the easiest way. Instead of just code, step through and see what it does with the code, with the data. I mean,
I don't think I have the toolboxes for that, actually.
Oh, what do you have?
I think I have like 1 toolbox total, and it's definitely not deep learning.
So can you have a student version, right?
Probably. It's been literally like 10 years since I've gotten this, so I don't know.
If I were you, then I would buy the student version with all the bells and whistles, and we'll pay for it. I mean, we don't have the budget because I'm an idiot and didn't put the budget high enough, which I don't know what was wrong with me. I was not thinking that we might still be virtual. And then even then, like it looks like, yeah, we don't even have the toolboxes at Randolph that we need.
Because I was gonna say, like, I could just go down to Randolph and step through it there and take notes.
Because we don't have the right toolboxes there and we can't buy them.
Really?
No, because they're like $500 a piece. Yeah, no.
I seem to remember something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're real expensive. Maybe they're $250 a piece, but either way, right? Can't buy them. So it's much better for you guys to have your own student version, with all those nice bells and whistles that are only $10 a piece.
They have like I guess a deadline for your budget.
Yeah, you can't up it. Yeah, I could email, but yeah, I'll just pay for it out of physics budget or out of my other budget. So it's not the end of the world. But
do you guys want me to send you a picture? I just did my checkout and I have all the extra toolboxes. I can just send a picture of that to the group
great
chat.
idea. Yeah, do that. Put that on the Discord channel or whatever. And then Sam, you should get that. So you'll be able to step through the code.
Okay, I assume it's a lot cheaper when you're buying it as an individual and not a whole organization.
Oh yeah, no. When you buy as an organization, it's ungodly expensive.
Yeah, and Sam, in the chat, Dr. Shank gave us the different things that we should add to the student version, and I can also put that in the Discord if you want.
Yeah, put that in the Discord too. And like I said, if they're only $10 a piece, if we miss something, it's super easy to just go back and buy it and come, Yeah. And then I'm going to put up a test file that we can use. And I've got one thing I would like you to do, maybe Kylie, if you can email the students who worked last year, right? Remember, it was Nick, Dagim, shoot, who else am I blanking on?
I think we'll look at the videos, but I think
and also they're on the Moodle like participants list. I don't know if you can actually see that though. But Jackson and Jacob, actually I wouldn't bother emailing him, but like Nick, Nick, right? Nick Vasquez. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So email him. He's probably the best one to email because he's still using one of the computers that we used at home. So he took that computer home and he's still using it. we would like to have one of the drives that they got. So we got these drives and we put the data on the drives for them.
Okay.
So it'd be nice to just have one of those drives to use. We'll give it back to him, but if he's got it, we could use it. And that would just be really convenient. Then we don't have to buy a drive and download the data again, right? So that would be really convenient if you could see if Nick can help us out on that front. And he's local too. So, Michaela or somebody or Sam can go grab the drive from him.
Okay, I can email them then.
Yeah. And see if we can get the drive. If he has, ask him if the data's still on it, which I hope it is. He may not have, because, probably didn't use it for anything else, is my guess.
If I'm going to get things from people, it will have to be on, I think, Thursday or Friday, because I'm going to be out of town for part of the week. I'm taking my laptop. I can keep working on this, but I won't be able to run across town.
Yeah, well, Michaela, do you have a car?
Well, I mean, Nick is a door dasher, so he's always out and
He
about.
has a car. He can bring it. Okay.
Yes, he's always out and about and coming back and forth to campus. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'm just going to take a look and see if I can upload a file for Sam to use now without having, not, because it's just convenient if Nick has the drive that we can not bother with putting a bunch of data on the drives. The other thing that we can do is we can, you guys can get added to my Dropbox. Let me take a look at that for a second here. Because I know that I had added other people. Yeah, Dagim's still on there. Dagim, I mean. I'm going to delete Dagim. You know what? I'll tell you what. Can you also email Dagim? Because he's still a member of the Dropbox. And I want to make sure that he's not got data that we need.
I wonder if he's on campus since he's international.
He might be. Yeah. Although he's just, he goes up to Northern Virginia.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to ask him?
Just ask him if he has any data. Well, hold on a second. It may not be necessary. Give me a minute. Transfer later. No. All right. Great. Okay, so I just got rid of him. So my Dropbox, I can, I think the person who should have the data on the Dropbox, it just depends on if we get that drive from Nick. So we can just wait before putting anyone on the Dropbox. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's wait and see about Nick and the data. And then what I'm going to do now is, I'm pretty sure Deep Squeak takes in a WAV file. Am I right? Does anyone know? Pretty sure.
That sounds right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this like Google Colab or Dropbox or anything like that a way for us to share the amount of data without all having to have personal ginormous drives?
Well, sort of. So Dropbox so you can't have the data up on Google Drive. I mean, you can, but you can't access it and do all the things you want to do without local, without that stuff being on your computer locally. Like for instance, you can't run MATLAB code that's going to check the segmentation or something unless that stuff is on your local drive. So the Dropbox though would be if someone has enough room to have some of the data locally. The Dropbox is an easy way to get it to you. The other option of getting it to you is the drive, right? So you literally like physically put it on a drive and then pass it to someone else, right?
Yeah. How big of a drive would we need?
Well, the drives that we bought, I'm pretty sure were, I don't know, 3 terabyte or something, but we don't need anywhere near that much because we don't need to put all the data that we have on one drive. When we start doing something like training the network, we probably will, but in that case, we will probably do it on my machine, which has 6 terabytes of space. So, but for like analyzing, you don't need it all at once, right? You'll analyze something or you'll check something and then you'll move on to the next thing. So you don't need it all on your drive on one at once.
How much data do we have total?
I'd have to count it up, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Can you give me the Fermi estimate? How many zeros are we talking about here?
A terabyte.
Okay.
Something like that. We probably won't be using all of that to train. Because honestly, mostly because we don't have, we're not going to be able to get through all that because it has to be, all the segmentations have to be checked, right? Hand scored and checked. So I have quite a bunch of data that actually needs to be hand scored right now. But we're not going to use that because then we'd have to all hand score it, right? So, yeah. Just trying to see. What do I have lying around that we can use? I might not have anything actually synced on this machine. Hold on. Yeah, it looks like I don't. Just give me a minute. I got to look at something. Ah. Okay, it said 1561 social 2. Give me a sec. I'm just grabbing something. 1561 social 2. One five six one social 2. Okay.
Of 2 stride 2.
Sorry, I've got to do some converting of a file. Give me a minute. and 16 to web. That sounds like the right function. Okay, good. Full file name. Now I don't remember what the whatever. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Okay, I'm going to put this file in the resources. In the so this is just a test file. It's got 2 calls according to my hand segmentation. And I'm gonna actually, no, I can't double check that right now because I don't have that data. Okay. But should be okay. Let me quick analysis. $1561. Yeah. Yep, it does. Okay. All right. Oh, great. You can't upload this to Discord. Oh, well. All right. I'm going to put the name of the thing, and I'll put it up on Moodle. It may actually not even work from Moodle either. Let me see. $240 megabytes. Yeah, not going to work on Moodle either. Give me a second. You guys all still there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Sorry, just checking.
So an activation function of none is just the identity, right?
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Okay.
Usually they don't have an activation function on the. No, they usually don't have a bias on the last part of the network.
Their thing does not specify an activation function for their fully connected layers.
Yeah, there must be a default. What's the default?
I'm not sure. I'm looking around. I'm like, is default just identity?
Because usually default, like I think in Keras the default is Relu or something. Let's see. Michaela, didn't we have a folder, a shared folder in Google Drive?
Yes. That actually should work. I was trying to think of something.
I just don't see where I can't find it. Like I can see the presentation notes and I can see the presentation, but I don't see the folder. I hate Google Drive sometimes.
The presentation notes and all that stuff is inside of the folder, but if you want, you can have a separate folder inside of.
No, I'm just trying to find the folder itself.
Okay.
Like
Hold on.
I can see the things, but then I need to go to the folder.
I can make it quick by just emailing you the link again.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Why wouldn't you? Oh God, Google, really? It's so annoying. Really makes it hard to find things.
Is there a search function where you can look up the
What's it called? Ultrasonic?
ultrasonic vocalizations?
Aha.
You find it?
Found it. Okay. Should have been at the top of the shared with me list, but no. Okay.
Yeah, the top is always the most recent shared. I can imagine being a teacher, you're gonna have a lot.
I don't have a lot. I don't know why I wasn't shared. It was just
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I was unhappy. Okay, so I'm just going to.
Maybe there's a way we can link the folder on Moodle for quick access.
Yeah, or
I don't know.
Okay. No, it's not bulking at the size. It's uploading. It's gonna be a while. So why don't you share that with Sam? Sam, can you tell Michaela how to share this folder with you? And then if we can get a link on Discord for it, would be great.
I would say probably a link on Discord is the proper way to share. Assuming I know what you mean, I
Share
was
it by Google Drive on Google Drive. Yeah. She wants to share a folder with you on Google Drive.
okay. Top right corner, there should be a thing that allows you to share. You can like click on it and get link. Google.
Yeah, just get the link and then plus the link to Discord.
Yeah, I can do that easily.
Why are you yelling at me? Okay. Okay, so and the file that is in the folder it's being uploaded right now, it says small data folder. That should have 2 calls in it somewhere. So that's a good place to just see how that runs through the network once you have your MATLAB and everything purchased. Um, okay, Sam, and you can maybe it would be a good idea to do that with Michaela. Maybe you guys can get together, i.e., over Zoom or whatever, uh, and do that together, just so she can see how everything runs through.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds fun.
Great. All right. And then Kylie, you need to email Nick.
I don't think Kylie's here, actually.
What happened?
Well, there are only 3
Oh,
participants.
yeah.
None of them are Kylie.
Yeah. So sorry, she dropped out, and then I didn't see that she was coming back in.
Oh, she said that. Oh, yeah, there she is.
Sorry.
I didn't see her message.
I didn't see your message either. Okay. Hey, Kylie.
Sorry about that.
I didn't see you when you came back in, and we were just like, I was talking to you, and you weren't there. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. The thing that LabVIEW thing won't download on my computer. I mean, I guess because I had Zoom open and too many tabs open, so I had to like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay. I was just saying, like, so your job is to get figure out what's up with Nick and see if we can get one of those drives with all the data, and then
Okay.
that's where you're going to start with that data. So we just need to figure out where that is, and if not, we're gonna have to get a drive and then download it all and give it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I would say the next thing. So the meeting tomorrow. I have a meeting at 11 tomorrow already. So let's see.
Okay, so I have located the default activation functions for both MATLAB and Keras, and they don't match. So hooray! Keras by default, if no activation is specified, applies the function a of x equals x, so just passes it straight through.
Yeah.
And MATLAB by default uses the hyperbolic tangent.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's
Um,
typical. Yeah.
so I can set that.
But now you know.
Now we know.
All right. Good. All right. So does everyone know what they're doing until tomorrow, pretty much?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, so buying the textbook for the class, do you just want us to go ahead and get the main one that has all of it? Because is that the only one that allows us to do the assignments? Is if we get the. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Michaela?
You mean the Cengage Unlimited thing?
Yeah.
Cengage Unlimited. It's not the only one. No, because you can get one that has the book and WebAssign, right? I'm not WebAssign and MindTap. So it's MindTap in the book, and the Cengage Unlimited I think is a little more expensive, right?
Yeah.
That just allows you, like, if you were also taking the differential equations class, then it would be useful. Or if the physics classes, you're not doing any of the physics classes, right?
Not over the summer, no, ma'am.
So and they use WebAssign, then it would be useful. But yeah, no. So just get the one that has the book and MindTap, and you'll be fine.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
So do we buy the MindTap, the book, and the MATLAB and send you a receipt, or is it just the MATLAB?
So wait. So are you in that class, Michaela?
Yes, I did get in.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you need MindTap and the book. And then of course MATLAB, right? So there's all three things, and then you need LabVIEW. And LabVIEW's like $20. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, LabVIEW's really a lot of fun. So just.
What I meant was, like, what parts did you say you could put onto the
MATLAB.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Michaela and Sam are gonna get together and work. Yeah. So, yes, guys. Hello.
Yeah, so I was writing that down.
Yeah,
When did
so
you get together?
I'm going to be in Franklin County climbing underneath of a moldy house for like 3 days or something.
Oh no. Okay.
So I will be taking my laptop and continuing to work on this whenever I can actually get internet connectivity because my grandma's house doesn't have great
I
internet.
see.
But
We may not work out you guys working together then.
yeah, so I will be back. I think sometime closer to the end of the week,
Okay.
and I can absolutely step through if we're willing to wait until then.
Yeah. Well, I think we can wait till then. There's other things we need to do.
Okay.
So
Because my plan was to like look through the code, make sure I've got the network set up. That should only take like a day or two.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
And then when I get back, probably like either Friday or this weekend, get together and work on that then.
Step through.
Yeah.
Does that work, Michaela?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
in the meantime, we, like Kylie and I could both learn how to work with the data and like, you know, do all the mouse squeak stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Should we write down a procedure like the students last year, or do you think that we could use what they had last time?
Well, if you can access it, yeah.
I don't know where it would be, but we could. We only saw their draft of it when on the videos, not like their final document.
I can also email Nick about that. See if he has any, like, what else he has left.
That's a
Absolutely.
good point.
Yeah. See what you can find out, and then we'll touch base again tomorrow. I have like I said, I have something at 12 that might go for a while. I'm trying to think.
We can meet later tomorrow, like
Yeah.
later in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine with any time, from what I know. But Kylie, could you actually just do an email to Nick and
Yeah.
Dagan on the same?
Yeah, I'll CC you in.
Yeah, because that way we can just get all the resources, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's meet. Finn has a doctor's appointment too. Let's try to meet at 1.
Okay.
And I'll have to like take off about half hour into that.
1 o'clock tomorrow or
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not sure. I will meet if I drop out like 7 times in a row. That's totally expected.
That's fine. No problem. And you don't even have to if you don't want to, Sam, because we're going to be going over some other, like going through the my code that they have to use to check all the data.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I just checked I just muted and checked the schedule for the trip that I'm taking. We'll be back late Wednesday. So
Oh,
does
great.
Thursday work for the stepping through the program looking for data processing?
Sounds good.
That would be Michaela specifically. Does Thursday work?
Yeah, I'm good with Thursday. The only thing we have is we have a talk to go to at 1 to 2.
Is that Thursday or Wednesday?
I think that's Thursday. I went through the schedule.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I have to do.
Awesome. In that case, I'll talk to you at like 2:30 on Thursday, or would you prefer to do it before?
It's whatever time you wish. Like, I guess just Discord me and ask if I'm available. I should be available at any time.
All right.
Sounds
I'll
good.
send you a thing.
All right, guys.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.